you guys, this is Jennifer Pelfini, your Pampered Chef independent consultant, coming to you live here from Reno. Just gonna check and make sure that we're all good for live. And today we are gonna be having some fun in the kitchen. Yep, there I am. Okay, good. Oh, that light is right in the middle of my filming. I really got to figure this filming thing out. I'm really struggling with these drop lights. There's one that's like right here in the middle of where I am. Anyway, my name is Jennifer Pelfini and I'm your Pampered Chef independent consultant locally here in Reno. But as you know, Pampered Chef is everywhere these days, so you can get Pampered Chef wherever you are, and I can certainly service you that way. I think that might be Nicole. Let me just see if anyone's popping in. I'm very excited to be a part of this community vendor online event. I've been a part of it since, I want to say, July or August of last year, and I really enjoy doing these go lives. And one of the things I really enjoy after I get over the nervousness of going live, which I'm over already, obviously, because I've done it so many times, is I'm really pushing myself to bring new dishes to you that I actually have not made all the time myself, so you can have the experience that I have of, doing something that you might not know how to do in the kitchen and kind of figuring it out along the way. So today I'm doing a Valentine's menu because I thought it's Valentine's week. We should do something that'd be really fun and Valentine's-y. Now see, that light is right in the middle of where I am. I wonder if I can move the camera. I hate moving the camera when I'm going live because it just wastes time, but I'm just gonna move it a little bit and see if that helps. I'm gonna go back. Go back. Okay. I went back a little further. We'll see if that moved the... Now it's at the top of my head, but that's okay. Okay, so we are going to make some really cool dishes today. One is a favorite dish of mine that I make all the time. I've been making risotto for years, and what I used to love about making it was the slow process of it. Well, I don't have time for slow processes now. I need to get things done a lot faster. So the quick cooker is a great way to make risotto. So we're going to go ahead and make it in the quick cooker today. And while I am using Langostino, you could use lobster, you could use shrimp, you could use chicken, you can use anything you want. This is just your basic how to make risotto. I'm going to use a little bit of saffron today, but you don't have to use that. You could use shallots instead of onions. I mean, there's so many different ways you can make risotto, and it's such an easy thing to make, and it's such a yummy thing to make, that it's one of those things that you just kind of want to have in your back pocket to keep in mind. And one thing I love about risotto is I love making it just on any day that I'm feeling like I want to have that connection to the kitchen and I want to have that warm feeling. So we're gonna make the risotto with Langostino. Like I said, you can make it however you want. We are going to make a crazy cranberry orange marmalade brie that's gonna go in the oven. And we're gonna make chocolate covered strawberries. That's a lot. I don't know if I'm gonna get to it all, but I'm sure going to try. I have my prep all set up to make sure that I can do it all. The screen seems blurry. Is the screen blurry for you guys? I can't tell. Oh, maybe it's not. Okay. It's hard to go live and pay attention when you're cooking. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, our ingredients for the for risotto. For any kind of risotto, super simple. You just need risotto, butter, olive oil, garlic, onion, salt, pepper, and what else do you need? You need sometimes wine if you want. In my case, I thought I had white wine, but I do not have white wine in the house, so I'm using sherry, which is probably just as good. And that's really it. Super easy to make. So in the quick cooker, it's even easier because we're just going to set it and forget it. Since I'm making the Langostino first, I'm going to go ahead and plug my quick cooker in. And I'm going to quickly just sear my Langostino. I hope I'm saying that right. So I'm going to put it on my sear setting. Go ahead and put start. And I'm going to drop a little olive oil in there. And then I'm just going to toss my Langostino in there for a few minutes. Now, I measured this out on my digital scale to be 12 ounces. The recipe says 8 ounces, but we always like more meat in our stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and do 12 ounces because I want extra in there. It also says to cut it, but I'm not going to cut it because I don't want to cut it. I use recipes as idea minders. I'm actually using a combination of 4 different recipes here for this that I'm putting together today, so I'm not really paying attention exactly to what it's exactly telling me. I'm doing what I think will be good and that my family will enjoy. I happen to know that my family enjoys a lot of meat and then not a lot of pasta. So the pasta is more for me. Hi, Nicole. So the pasta is more, I love risotto. I'm obsessed with risotto. I love it. So we're making this for me and this for them. So Langostino, I got these at Costco. They're already kind of pre-cooked, so I don't even need to put them in there for that long. So I'm just gonna quickly pour them in here out of my small batter bowl. And I'm just gonna like saute them a little bit for a few minutes. And what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I have some lemon garlic seasoning from Pampered Chef that I absolutely love. I throw it on salads, I throw it on bread, I throw it on so many things. So I'm thinking that will be a nice add on here while this is kind of cooking up. Did I start it? Am I hot? Yeah, everything's getting hot. Okay, so we're just gonna put that in there really quickly. I'm thinking about like 2 minutes, just gonna toss it around in the flavoring and just get it a little bit cooked up. It won't take a long time at all. Now while I'm doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and prepare my onions. And for my onions, I wanna have a nice chop on them. So I'm gonna use my Santoku knife here and cut my onions. And I'm gonna go ahead and chop them in the food chopper, which is gonna be a super fast exercise to get that done. I'm actually using all my choppers today, so I can also do this in the manual food processor if I wanted to do that. You guys can come in here if you want. My daughter and her caregiver are here. They may have lunch, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my onions. And my daughter can see. Okay, perfect. Okay, a couple more chunks here. I see a chunk there. Okay, so I'm going to check out my my Langostino. Looks like it's cooking up nice. I'm just going to leave it in there for another minute. And then I'm just going to take it out and put it aside because I just want it to be enough cooked that I can use it at the end. I see some chunks. Guys, I've had this food chopper since 2007. I've never sharpened the blades. Okay? You got your chopper off for egg salad? Hi, Eileen. How are you? So what's great about the food chopper is that you can easily clean it out. Look, I'm not going to have no waste here. We're going to use all this onion in risotto because I think you need a lot of onion in risotto. Push it all out of here easily. We're actually going to use using this food chopper to chop up some chocolate and some other things too. So I'm just going to give it a quick rinse and get it ready for the next task. I'm going to put it in a bowl and let it soak because it does have onion in it. Okay, let's get that Langostino out. Oh, I can already smell it. So Langostino, if you don't know, is kind of like, I want to say the cheap version of lobster, but in my mind it kind of tastes like just as yummy and just as good. So this is actually going to make a nice base for my risotto because it's got this Langostino flavor to it already in the lemon and oil and garlic. So I would normally add more olive oil in there, but I don't need to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and put my onions in. And I'm going to use my handy dandy scraper and just pop it in from my tray for my prep mat right into my pot. Let that simmer along for a few seconds, for a few minutes, while I get my garlic ready. I'm going to use about 2 cloves of garlic, I'm thinking. Oddly enough, the recipe I was looking at didn't have garlic, and I'm like, why would you make risotto without garlic? I'm like obsessed with garlic, so. Again, I do what I think that I'm going to like and my family's going to like. So I'm going to go ahead and put my garlic in, crush it in the garlic press. Super easy to do. All that garlic's going in. And you actually don't even need to take the skin all the way off the garlic. It'll just take the skin off for you. I mean, it'll kind of push it through the skin. But I already have some in there, so I'm going to go ahead and take the skin off this time. Okay, so our risotto is on its way. So the big part of the risotto is kind of the settling of getting those onions nice and sauteed and getting some garlic in there. And some muscle into it, so let's get the garlic in there. And we're just gonna stir that around. I'm gonna use my corner spoon. I love these Teak corner spoons because I just think they're great. I mean, they get in the corners. So we're just gonna let this go for a few minutes here and get that nice flavor going. What's nice is, I'll pick it up for you so you can see. Don't wanna do this, it's not quite hot yet. You can see what's going on there. All the garlic and the onion is gonna create that nice base of flavor. So next what I wanna do is I want to go ahead and add my risotto in. I'm gonna let that saute for a few minutes first and clean up my mess here. And move on to the next thing. I got a prep bowl in the sink. I do not have a prep bowl in the sink, but now I will. I'm just gonna dump everything in and move on to the next thing. Okay, I'm gonna put that aside over here so it's ready to go. And the next thing I'm gonna need to do is I'm gonna add some butter. I meant to add butter. I feel like there should be butter in there, so that's my personal add. It needs to have butter. I'm gonna mix the butter around. Once the butter is melted, then I'm gonna add my risotto, and I'm gonna add my my sherry. If I had white wine, I'd be using that, but it turns out this morning I don't have white wine. I thought I did, but I don't. Also, how to clean out the food chopper. See how that opens all the way and pushes down? You can get in every nook and cranny in there to clean it really easy. I'm gonna give it a quick rinse. Because like I said, I'm using this again for another dish. And I'm just gonna soak it in the water for a few minutes. Okay, so next step, let's go ahead and get our sherry. Okay, so I can't open this sherry. It locked itself, so I'm gonna use our can opener, which is my new best friend in the kitchen. And I'm just gonna place it on here and twist really easily. Oops, I gotta set it on here. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna use about a cup of sherry. I'm gonna use a little less because sherry can be a little acidic, so I'm gonna use a little bit less than that. And let that go ahead and marinate in my mix. And now I'm gonna add saffron, which I had two things of saffron and one was open and one wasn't. I didn't realize. Saffron does not last for long, people. You need to use your saffron right away. And saffron is really expensive, so it's really a treat for like a Valentine's Day or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and be generous with my saffron because it's not gonna last that long and I didn't know when I'll use it again. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stir that around. Get a good, oh, if you could smell this flavor, it's fantastic already. Okay, we got our garlic in, our olives, our onions in there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put my risotto in there. And we're gonna want the risotto to get nice and absorbed in there. Oh, I can smell it, wow. Okay. We're gonna let that sit for a minute. Okay, so that's pretty much gonna be our risotto. We're gonna add broth to it, then we're gonna close the pot, and we're gonna be done. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, and I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper. So that'll bring us to our next. So while that's going for a few minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and grate some Parmesan cheese. So I'm gonna use my grater, my Microplane Grater, fold it in half so it goes flat, or it folds in half, has a nice protective cover. And I already have my cheese in here loaded. It's a holder, and then the cheese is inside. So I can separate it to show you. So my cheese is already inside. It's got 3 prongs, so it'll hold in there nicely. And I'm just gonna put that on here and slide it on my grater. And then I'm gonna have my cheese ready for when I need that. Push it back a little bit. Slide it on here. I'm just gonna press and slide. That's gonna be my freshly grated Parmesan cheese. I was going to use a little bit of Asiago too, but the Asiago is really soft, so I think I'm just going to break some down and put it in my risotto at the end. That's my plan. Okay. And there we go. So the great thing about this grater is you really don't waste any cheese. It gets all the way to the bottom. And if you have this, like, so this is really great for when you're making soups and stuff, the end. I could even throw it in the risotto really if I want. And there's my cheese all grated. Okay. Our risotto is getting a nice char here. Not char, but turning a nice color. And the wine is burning off, or the sherry is burning off in this case. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add 6 cups of chicken stock. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. This container is equivalent to 4 cups. So of course I had to make extra because they only had 1 box. You guys, this was like a day of like figuring out what I have, what I don't have, and realized I didn't have stuff. So I just put some instant broth in the microwave really quick for another 2 cups. I almost feel like 6 cups might be too much, but we'll see. I feel like 4 cups or 5 is the right amount. So we're just gonna stir that around. Make sure we get all the bits off the bottom that might have browned, which I don't think we had any that browned. So I think we're okay there. And then we're gonna hit stop, or cancel rather. We're gonna put our lid on. And this is where the set it and forget it comes in. I'm not, I gotta turn it so I can see, sorry guys. This way. Okay, there we go. And it's gonna lock. I was trying to do it the wrong way. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put it on the white rice setting. I've not done risotto this way before, so I'm with you on this to see how it goes. We're gonna put it on the white rice setting. And that's gonna go for 4 minutes. Yeah. By the time it heats up and everything. So we're gonna go ahead and hit start. We'll see if that'll be enough time. I'm kind of wondering if it'll be enough time, but we'll see. Okay, so now we're gonna move this to a side because we're all done with this. We've got our Parmesan cheese ready. We're just gonna put that in a bowl, put that aside. We're done with our grater. And I'm just gonna go ahead and fold this down and pop it in here. Get as much of that cheese off as I can with my scraper. Where did it go? Here it is. Okay, so that's dish 1. We are on our way to a yummy Valentine's Day feast. Okay, so there's dish number 1. Great things about these mats are you rinse them right off and you're ready to go to your next thing. Or if you put meat on it, have a couple mats out. These come in sets of 3 when you buy them. I go through 3 often, like when I'm making a chicken or I'm doing vegetables or whatever. They're super handy to have around. Okay, so there's my Parm cheese ready to go, and I'm all done with all this stuff, so I'm just gonna get these out of the way. So next what we're gonna do is I'm thinking we're gonna go ahead and make our brie. This recipe's super small, so let me see if I can see anybody. Anybody watching? Got a small crowd today. It's the middle of the day, so hopefully people will catch it later. These are really fun recipes. Okay, so for this recipe, this is off of Pampered Chef's website. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use a jalapeno pepper, a gala apple, red onion. It says fresh or frozen cranberries. I'm using dry because I didn't have cranberries. Sugar, orange marmalade, and brie or some kind of cheese. And we preheated the oven to 400 degrees. Okay, so let me tell you something, you guys. If you're in this group, in the multi-vendor group, and if you're not, I made this fresh marmalade this morning in an hour. And it is the most amazing tasting marmalade I have ever had. I think marmalade can tend to be too chunky or too rindy or too, I don't know, just tastes too processed to me. I made this in an hour. I started at 9:06 and I finished at 10:06. And I made it in the deluxe cooking blender. I'm going to see it over there, here in the corner on the jam setting. And all I did was I squeezed about 4 oranges, taking the pulp out, and added pectin, 2 tablespoons of pectin, a half a cup of water, hit jam setting, walked away. And then the blender told me when to add sugar, and I added the sugar, walked away. And then it was done. Then it was done, I did some zest on my orange, and I added that, and I put it on pulse for like a couple of seconds, and it was done. And it turned out just, I mean, oh my gosh, this is so fantastic. I'm so excited. Like, so beautiful. And this recipe calls for orange marmalade, and I realized I didn't have any orange marmalade, so that's how I solved that problem. It was literally faster for me to make it in my house on my own blender, and more delicious, by the way, than if I would have left my house, brought my daughter, grabbed my car, went down to the grocery store, that whole rigmarole, to get it myself and buy it. And it was so easy to make, okay? So anyway, one thing I want to mention about the quick cooker I didn't mention, you want to make sure that your button is pressed up, your steam button is pressed up, and that your cloud is facing your steam button, okay? It's going to tell us what to do when it's ready. Okay, so next recipe, we're going to make this brie. So we're going to take a jalapeno, an apple, red onion, cranberries and sugar, and brie. And we're going to use one of my favorite products, the manual food processor. Now you guys must know I use this thing in almost every live I do because that's how handy it is, okay? So all we're going to do is going to be, this is going to be a really simple recipe. I've not made it before, but I looked at it and I was like, that's easy with my tools. So I'm going to go ahead and take my jalapeno pepper, and I'm going to use the corn more, which, by the way, this is a product that is going away February 28th. So if you want this product, you need to get it now. And here's why you need to get it, because I'm just going to go ahead and core my seeds out of my jalapeno, just like that. And it's going to be so easy. I didn't use a whole jalapeno because I know that my daughter is not going to want all that spiciness. So I'm just using a half, and I'm just going to core out all that stuff that I don't want in there. And take off the top. And that's it, okay? That's how easy that tool is to use. It also has this beautiful thing, a huller on the other side, which is great for strawberries. So again, this product is going away. If you want it, get it, because it's going away. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut up my jalapeno into some chunks, okay? And then I'm gonna go ahead and take my apple. This is another great product we released in the fall called the core. I'm just gonna pop my apple through and get my core out. See how easy that is? Pop it in my discard bowl. And then I'm gonna go ahead and chop my apple into chunks using my chef's knife. Okay, now we're making like a brie topping, so we don't want everything to be, we want things to be small, but the manual food processor is just gonna do the work for us, okay? So then we got that, now we have our onion. I'm not gonna do a lot of onion, I'm just gonna do, it says a small red onion, I'm just gonna do a little chunk and then another little chunk. I think that should be sufficient onion. Okay, I don't need to chop it that much, but I am. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put everything, apple, onion, and small chunk in. I'm gonna cut it into, cut it in small chunks. Add the jalapeno, apple, onion, cranberry, sugar, and marmalade into the manual food processor. So basically I'm putting everything in here, dumping it in. Okay, how easy that is, you guys? Dumping everything in here. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my cranberries in this is my cranberries and sugar too, right? Yep, everything. And I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of my marmalade in here. So here's one. Fresh marmalade I just made this morning. Ah! See how oh my gosh, that's so amazing. That was such good marmalade, you guys. Not like that jelly gross stuff you get in the grocery store. And I buy Bon Maman, so it's not like I buy like junky jellies, but it is just so different when you make it yourself. I'm gonna put a little extra marmalade because I just think this marmalade is gonna make this dish. And I'm using my fingers because no one's eating this except for us, so. Okay. Now we're just gonna put the manual processor lid on, and we're gonna go ahead and pump. I'm gonna take a quick picture of this because this is pretty cool. Okay. Now back to where we are here, so I can see the go live. Okay, so I'm just gonna pump. Okay, you can see what's happening in there. Everything's kind of mixing together like a nice blend. Again, I was supposed to use fresh cranberries, but guess what? I didn't have them. I didn't have fresh cranberries. I had dried, so I'm hoping that's going to be okay. I might need to add a little bit of liquid because the fresh cranberries might have added more liquid, is what I'm thinking. Or maybe not. Okay, so here's what it's looking like, you guys. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh, and it is a little liquidy, so I'm getting liquid from the apples, of course. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just push this down a little bit. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This looks so yummy. And this is just gonna go on brie in the oven and that's it and we're done, so. Really, you guys. That's how we're able to do all these recipes. The tools. My mess is gonna be minimal, minus the mess I caused myself with my setup. Okay, so there it is. So you can see that, guys. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Is that beautiful? And I think it's liquidy enough. I don't think I need to add anything, but I should try it. I really think that the marmalade is gonna make this one, so I'm very excited. I'm gonna grab a cracker. It's like a yummy salsa. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Now again, you can add more jalapeno if you want. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Whoops, gotta line up you always gotta line up the blade. Triple blade action, so everything gets chopped nice. And depending how chunky you want it, have at it and go for it, okay? So now all we're gonna do, I'm gonna take a picture of that. That is gorgeous. Okay. So now all we're gonna do is we're gonna open up brie and pop it in the oven, I think. Oh, they want you to drain it. Chunky salsa. Drain salsa in a small stainless mesh colander. Okay, well I don't have a mesh colander, but I do have our new strainer, which is amazing. So I'm just gonna lay this over the bowl and drain it. Here are the instructions. Yeah, here I was worried about liquid, but really there's nothing to worry about liquid because there's plenty of liquid here between the marmalade and the apple and the juice of that. So our mesh colander is stainless steel. It'll hook onto a bowl, hook onto your sink. It's absolutely gorgeous. And we're just gonna push that through. So you get the extra juices out. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this. This is yummy. Okay, we're getting all those juices out so easily. And again, I could just sit it here and just let it kind of do its thing, which I'm gonna do because I'm gonna go ahead and get my, okay, so this is our new, we're launching a new color of enameled cast iron in the spring, in March actually. Yes, it would be handy to live in an RV for sure. Yeah, the Maino food processor is so great. Just to take with you. I've actually made salsa on a boat before and guacamole on a boat. I have a video of that I'll show you, Tanya. So this is the 1 quart enameled cast iron baker in baby blue. We have our cast enameled iron that we launched in fall and it's gray. Now we're launching blue. So you're gonna find this in the blue 2 quart, 1 quart, and 6 quart. Sneak peek of what this looks like, so gorgeous. And how perfect for Valentine's Day. We're gonna put our brie on there. And it says just to open the brie, cut the brie in half, place 1 brie half, cut side up, and layer with half the salsa and the remaining brie and bake. And then top with more salsa at the end. So we're gonna bake it for 14 to 16 minutes is what it says here. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this in half. Don't need my marmalade anymore. I'll put this over here for a minute. Yeah, Food cooking shows have a lot of help, is all I gotta say about that. Okay, let's go ahead and cut this in half. And we're gonna kind of, I'm thinking we'll kind of open it a little bit maybe. So it's opened up with the brie. And cut brie in half. You know what I should have done? Horizontally, guys. Cut it this way. So we're going to makeshift this one. Okay, we're going to go like that. I could have really want to cut it horizontally. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take our brie, cut it in half horizontally like this, and then we're going to take our salsa, which is nicely drained now, and we're going to put it on top in the middle. And then we're going to take our brie and put it, let me just take a picture real quick. That looks so good. And then we're going to take our brie and put it on top, the rest of it. And we're looking for that to bake. All those apples and all that goodness is going to bake on there. And it is going to be just gorgeous, I think. We're going to put it in 400 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. Okay? Here it is going in the oven. Now, enamel cast iron can maintain high temperatures, and it holds temperatures well too. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in for 12 minutes and check on it. Okay, on to number 3. So our risotto is going, looks like we have it's still going up to pressure, so we're still at some time there. Let's go ahead and get back into the group here. Move all my things away I don't need. Rinse off this really quick. Again, showing you how easy it is to move on to the next dish really simply. And we're going to go ahead and work on strawberries. So my thought about chocolate covered, excuse me, let me get some water. Excuse me. Now keep in mind, you guys, I'm going fast because I have an hour. I'm taking on a lot. Now you can get this done at your own pace. And it doesn't have to take a long time, but you don't have to rush like I'm rushing to get things done. So I'm going to take my food chopper. I'm going to rinse it out. I'm going to dry it really quick. And I'm going to use my food processor for this one too. So I'm going to rinse that out. Because what we're going to, excuse me, what we're going to do, pepper mist out of my chest. What we're going to do is we are going to chop up, excuse me, oh my gosh. I think I got some jalapeno in my throat. So what we're going to do is we're going to chop up some chocolate, melt it in the microcookers, and process some pretzels and almond in the manual food processor, and that's going to be our dipping base. And then we're going to use our coating trays to dip the strawberries. And then I was thinking where to put them, and I kind of thought that maybe I'm going to put them on her snack bar set because I know they won't stick, and they'll be easy to come off, and I can pop them in the freezer easily. I won't be able to cover them with the lid, but at least I could put them on a nice flat surface. So that's my thought on how I'm going to make this happen in the next few minutes. Just want to dry this out, make sure I don't get pretzels and stuff stuck in there. Oh, it must have been that jalapeno. I must have inhaled it. Okay. So we got our brie in the oven, we got our risotto going, and now we're on our third dish. That's how we're doing it. Okay, so I'm going to take, so I have Marcona almonds and regular almonds and pretzels. gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and put them all in here. And break them up a little bit. I'm gonna put some almonds in there, Marconas, and regular almonds. This would work if I had whole almonds. I just happen to have slivered ones, so working with what I got around. Just kind of the fun thing about this dish. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and process them. I got everything prepared in my prep cups in advance, so I'm ready to go there. Got a pretzel stuck underneath there. I need to make them a little bit smaller. Let's try that. Okay, so I'm gonna get like a nice, like kind of a pretzel dust kind of thing going. Okay, that's my quick cooker. I'm gonna let it sit there for a minute and let it natural pressure release for a few minutes, is my thought. Because I feel like rice and starchy foods always need a little bit more time to benefit from the high pressure. Keep getting my pretzels stuck in here. Sometimes that happens with onions too when you have bigger things. Okay, there we go. Almond mix with the pretzels. See how that's coming out? How nice that is. That's good. Okay. I'm going to start with that. And then I'm going to go ahead and wipe my tray here. I'm going to wipe my mat. And I'm going to get my chocolate. So I got white chocolate and dark chocolate. So I'm going to take my white chocolate bar. And for this exercise, we're going to use the microwave and MicroCookers. I'm just going to break it up a little bit. And then I'm going to use my food chopper to do the hard work. This is great for, like, you know, your candy bars, like your Heath bars. Gotta put stuff on. I do different kinds of things. And then all I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna add a little bit of cream. Once I microwave it a little bit and get a nice mix. Okay, so that should be good for one. So this is gonna be my white chocolate. I'm gonna do less white chocolate than regular chocolate. And I'm gonna put it in the MicroCooker. I'm gonna use this now because my handy scraper's got onions on it. I'm gonna add a little cream. I just feel like that's a good idea. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but we'll see. I'm gonna pop it in for 30 seconds. And then I'm gonna work on my other chocolate. Okay? 30 seconds at a time is what you wanna do it because you don't want your chocolate to burn. Oh, that brie is looking good. Okay, now I'm gonna do my chocolate. My dark chocolate, rather. And whatever chocolates you have is fine. Like, I mean, you could do chocolate chips. Do your little Halloween candy. Whatever works for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop this up now. Break it into some chunks. Now let me check my chocolate first, make sure it's okay. Okay, so my white chocolate is coming along. I'm gonna give it a stir. Whoops, maybe too big of a stir. And it's really perfect. This is really the consistency I want to dip the strawberries. So I don't feel like I need to do any more work to it. We're good to go. So I'm just gonna set it aside for a second. And work on my other chocolate. So you can see by chopping it, it's making it really easy to get a consistent smoothness on the chocolate fast in the microwave. And I think the cream helps too. I mean, cream certainly doesn't hurt anything, I feel, so why not add it in? Okay? So I'm gonna get this with my other MicroCooker. I was planning on making more chocolate, so I'm using the bigger one. Actually, it's just because of what I have. That side's wet, so I'm gonna turn it this way. Get all the chocolate goodness off of here. You guys know I hate to waste. Get some more chocolate here. Pop a little cream in there. And I'm gonna pop that in for 30 seconds. Get set for the next step. Okay. This is happening, guys. We're doing it. Okay. So next we're gonna work on our strawberries. So here's my thought on that. I was like, how am I gonna dip these strawberries? And I thought, perfect, let's use our coating trays. So I got my coating trays here. I got my mix here. I got my chocolate, my strawberry, and then I have my place that I'm gonna put my strawberries. Got a few more chunks in here. Dump my mixture in here. Again, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm just giving it a shot because I think it would be fun. Easy way to do this. I'm going to take my strawberries, which I realized I have not rinsed, and rinse some. Get some big ones in here to show you. I had my husband go to the store and pick out strawberries, so he's a very good picker when it comes to picking things out. I kind of just grab and look at the bottom. He probably opened them up and looked at them all. Okay, we're gonna rinse strawberries. And then I'm gonna go ahead and grab a bowl for them. Let me go check on my chocolate. And I got my white chocolate and my dark chocolate ready to go. And I'm ready to dip. Yep, that looks great too. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so yummy. Okay, so now what I'm thinking I'm gonna do, again, doing this with you here for the first time, I'm gonna dump my chocolate on my dipping trays. And I'm gonna use this as my way to dip. My dark chocolate and my white chocolate. Where does my running out of tools? There's my white chocolate. Okay? So my thought is, again, I'm not doing this before, is that I'm going to take my strawberries in here and I'm going to pop them onto my tray when I'm done. And I'm going to just take my dipper here and I'm going to go chocolate and maybe white chocolate on one side and some. Look at that! What do you think? Okay, I'm going to take a little picture of that because that's pretty fun. So, kind of get a flow of this setup here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to My daughter loves sprinkles, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a little thing of sprinkles on here and top them with a little bit of sprinkles. And that's gonna be a super special Valentine's tree, okay? Made by yourself. And then when they're done, I'm just gonna pop them on here and put them in the freezer. Okay? Meanwhile, my oven's going off. Okay, my brie is definitely done. Oh, you guys, look at that gorgeousness on that brie. Oh my gosh, that is gonna be so good. Okay, I'm gonna put it on a cutting board here. And then I'm gonna get my risotto out. And we'll check that out. So there's the brie. I don't know if you can see the brie. Probably can't see it, but the brie looks amazing. Okay, our brie's done. Our strawberries are underway. We're gonna release the steam on our risotto now. Meanwhile, working our strawberries here before our chocolate hardens. That'll be the hardest part, is getting the chocolate hardened here. But you can see how easy this is and how delicious it's gonna be. Grab a strawberry super easily, dip it in the chocolate. I'm not doing this pretty at all, I'm just getting this done fast, but you have more time to do it, so you can make it however you want to make it. Well, I'll tell you one thing, they're gonna taste good, regardless of how pretty or ugly they look. And it's pretty, because guess what? You made it. It's a gift from you. Now imagine you could give these to your neighbors, give them to your parents, or make them with your kids. What a fun project. And yeah, laying them on the snack bar maker I think is a good idea, because that's going to be great for transporting them into the oven, into the freezer and the fridge, so they're ready to go for Valentine's Day. I got a nice swirl going on that one. Pretzels and nuts, all this goodness, you guys. So yummy and so easy. Okay, so there we go. Okay, let's check out our risotto. Now we know our steam's released, so we're gonna go ahead and cancel. We're gonna twist the arm. Watch out for the steam. And our risotto's gonna need a little bit more time. Yeah, so as I thought, we need more time on the risotto because I put 6 cups of broth and I probably just needed to use 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it warm for a little while. But just so you could get the idea of what it looks like, it's gonna be delicious. Oh, the flavor is fantastic. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw my my Langostino in there too. So as it cooks in, it'll get more of that flavor. And that's gonna be just fantastic. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that cook down a little bit. I probably should have let it go for 8 minutes, double the time, because I added more time to the, I added more liquid than I generally knew I should have, So anyway, back to our strawberries. And you could only dip the bottom if you want. This is just gonna be so yummy. A little bit of sprinkly. I feel like you can't miss with this one. This is so easy. And the risotto is so easy too. Everything I made for you guys, I did it in an hour, and you could easily do it under in an hour yourself or around that time. It's the tools that make the difference on how you can get things done. You can make little patterns. You could get super fancy with this, and you could pull out the chocolate drizzler. I'm just doing this really kind of rudimentary. This is my practice trial run, just to kind of show you how to do it as I learn how to do it. So kind of you can see the strawberries, how yummy those are going to be. I'm going to have to make one and try one. And I would definitely put them in the refrigerator, in the freezer, to let them harden up a little bit. And then once they're hardened, I would put them in the fridge, I think. I'm guessing. I don't really know, but I'm thinking. There you go. Okay. So, I know I don't have anybody here right now, I don't think, but hopefully you guys get a chance to look at this later. And you can message me with questions. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more sprinklies on here. Oh, so yummy. Oh, it's going to be so yummy. Okay. Do I have it on sear? Yeah. Your risotto's cooking down. And again, thought I had it on sear, I might not. Yeah, now it's on. Okay, and again, let's take a look at our brie. Here's our brie. How easy that was to make. So brie, risotto's almost done, and our strawberries are looking good. And there's our strawberries. So how about that, you guys? What do you think? What do you think? Let me get some more strawberries. You just can't even imagine what a mess my kitchen looks like right now. Well, you probably can, because you probably can see it. It's just a total disaster. But it's okay, because I go through a process of cleaning up after, and I find it to be really cathartic. So I don't get caught up in the mess around me, unless I can't do what I need to do. So that's how I look at things. So now all I did, you guys, is I used a chocolate bar. You could use fancy chocolate that you have, you know, proper chocolate. I just used a couple of Lindt bars that I had, that I got. And again, this is slivered almonds and Marcona almonds, a little bit of sprinklies. I'm gonna have to try one. I'm gonna make this one and try this one. Okay, I hear my risotto bubbling. Probably just has a few more minutes to go. Okay, let me try this one. All right. Oh my gosh, it is so good. Wow. Oh my God, you guys. So good. Oh my gosh. The Marcona and the pretzel and the almond. Oh, out of this world. I didn't realize I have chocolate all over myself. Oh my gosh, I have chocolate over here too. Okay, I'm officially a mess, but it's officially worth it. Okay? And our risotto is cooking down. What I actually might do is I'm going to go ahead and put it back in the white rice setting for like 2 minutes. Shouldn't take long to hit the pressure, and that should alleviate that issue. Okay, I'm about done here. I hope you guys had fun today, and if you missed it, make sure you check this video out, because you're going to get a lot of good ideas for Valentine's Day that are easy to make in totally under an hour. I will see you at the next Go Live. Thanks, you guys. Have a great day. Bye. Oh, you know what? Not bye. I have a couple more things to to say. Okay, first of all, let me just say that if you are to join my team in the month of February, this quick cooker is yours when you sell $500 in sales. Pretty much that's 1 to 2 parties, and usually it's about 1 party. Depends on, on how big your party is and how many people come. But you can earn that for free if you join my team along with all the other perks that are happening. Second of all is Enrichables are on sale this month for 20% off. And we've introduced a new Enrichable. Just to go get it real quick. Called Super Veggie. Super Veggie, you guys, has 1 full serving of vegetables in it per little scoop. And I don't know if you know how small these scoops are, but they are teeny, teeny, tiny. That small. That's 1 serving of vegetables. That's just insane to me. Pea protein, 1 serving is 2.5 grams of protein. Kale and fiber, 1 serving is a half a cup of kale and 2 cups of fiber. You cannot get that much nutrition punched in a pack like this easily. I put these in pancakes, I put them in sauces, I put the kale and fiber in smoothies, I put the pea protein in smoothies, I put the pea protein in oats for Adriana in the morning, I put it in macaroni and cheese, I put the super veggie and the pea protein together for mac and cheese, I put the kale and fiber in chicken noodle soup. I use these so many ways, and I use like 2 to 4 scoops depending on what I'm trying to do. And this is a great way to boost nutrition, and they're 20% off this month only, and that includes subscription. So if you subscribe, you actually save more than if you buy individual pouches. But even just buy the individual pouches and try them, you guys. You will not be disappointed. Try them, put them in everything that you can think of, and let me know if you can taste it or not. I cannot taste it. I put them in pancakes. I mix them up in the batter mix and dispense, and I cannot taste. They're the best pancakes I've ever made, I think, I would even put some in risotto actually right now. I could add it in, now that it's cooked, I could add super veggie in there, and I might do that just to get extra veggies in there. So let's go ahead and do that when this is done. I will do that when it's done, and I'll show you. So anyway, that's Enrichables. If you, my team is growing. If you join my team in February, it's a great time to join. Like I said, you get this quick cooker when you sell $500 in sales. We have great incentives for consultants. I myself have earned every incentive that there is, including the entire March line for free, which I will be showing you the March line at our next vendor event, because we'll be launched in March 1st for all those new products. So if you want to book a party with me in March with all the new products that are coming, you are definitely going to want to do it, because the new products are amazing. Everything we have is amazing now, but what's coming in March is just, I'm just blown away by what we're doing. So that's all I wanted to add. I think that's about it. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead, once this is done, cooking down a little bit, I'm going to add my Parmesan cheese, and I'm going to add a little bit of super veggie into my risotto. And we will be good to go for dinner tonight. Okay, you guys, thanks again. This is Jennifer Pelfini, your Pampered Chef Independent Consultant, coming to you live here from Reno. Message me with any questions, and I hope to see you soon. My February fundraiser is for Safe Talk for Teens. It's something that the whole vendor event is supporting now. All February sales that come from my website at the link below that I'll have below here go towards that fundraiser. We're not quite at the threshold yet, but once we hit the threshold, it's 10% go to the fundraiser, and when we hit 650, 15% goes to the fundraiser. So I interviewed Joe on here on Sunday, and it's just an amazing organization. You should definitely check it out. Okay, now I'm really going to go. All right, bye, you guys. Have a good day, and happy Valentine's Day.